Hey everyone, just going for my daily walk. Today I wanted to chat about, real briefly, this book that's been out for a number of years now. I think about 8 years. Mark Manson wrote it, called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And I wanted to talk about this because it's a concept that has really kind of started to take root in our culture, from a place of wanting to express ourselves authentically. And when we say we don't give a fuck, and we are actually trying to kind of embody this way of being, what we're really saying is we're allowing ourselves to authentically be expressed in our behavior and in our choices, and in the decisions that we make. And so this book kind of became a bestseller because people were really feeling like, hey, we're tired of being trapped in our conditioning, being trapped in the rules and the system and the structure and the expectations of our friends, family, community, our culture. But really what that book is saying is, when you know yourself is when you've truly stepped into the power of being able to not give a fuck what other people think and what their expectations are. And so knowing yourself is easier said than done. It is the admonition and the expectation of all of the great philosophers that if you're going to go on a journey to tap and access your true power, it's going to have to begin with you knowing who you authentically are. And only when you know who you authentically are can you truly stand in a place of power and not give a fuck. So it's not so much an art. It's really about getting reconnected to who you were when you were born, before all of the conditioning, before your friends, family, and community thrust onto you all of these expectations of who you should be, who you shouldn't be, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and all of that kind of stuff. So, good book, definitely worth the read. But at the end of the day, if you want to develop the art of not giving a fuck, what we're really saying is you need to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you can create a life by your own design. Most of us are living a life by default. We are living a life according to our habituated conditioning that we've learned and been doing over and over and over again for years. And we sometimes get to a point where we feel like, I don't know why I'm doing these things. I don't know why I'm hanging out with these people. I don't know why I think, what I believe. And that's because a lot of our thinking, our believing, and our doing is conditioned. It was learned. It was a way to win the game and gain the validation and the approval and the acceptance of our friends, family, community, whether it was what we authentically wanted to do, whether it was an expression of who we authentically were. We weren't thinking about that when we were 8 or 16. We just wanted to be liked. And so at TMIC, our whole life architecture program at tmicglobal.com, we have a program that we've been doing now. We're in our 6th year, where we actually help anyone who joins unravel, deconstruct, and reconstruct from a place of authentically knowing who they are, a life that is of their own design versus continuing to just live a life you tolerate. So if that's of interest to you, go check out more at tmicglobal.com.